Morning Orange Theory class is complete, and this week I'm headed to a new rotation at a new hospital. I'm going to be doing neurology, not for any particular reason, but just because I need weeks to graduate, and this was the rotation in the area that was available. We're going to see how it goes because I'm not the best at all things neuro. I really don't know what to expect from this. I know the hours are pretty long. We're going to do our best, and I'm going to try and fit as many workouts in as I can in the morning and in the evening. So we'll see how dead I am by the end of these 4 weeks. Much busier day on neurology today, and some very interesting case presentations. I like that neurology is like a puzzle of putting everything together. With surgery, you come in, you sort of know what the problem most likely is, and there's like one surgical solution that you can offer. With neurology, it's almost like an exploration of all these diagnostic tests and putting different pieces together and taking information from other specialties like infectious disease and ortho and stories from the ED and all this collateral that you're collecting from relatives. It's like putting all these pieces together to then build the puzzle and figure out if it's whatever. So it's been interesting in that way, but definitely a lot more time consuming, I think, in that way than surgery is. And I feel like I'm leaving the day with the 3 patients that I was really interested in still being unsolved because more testing is required. So it's like a puzzle that doesn't end. After being abused on surgical rotations for 3 months, I get so confused when people are nice to me. I got a compliment today for finding reflexes that are very hard to elicit. I'm not even used to compliments anymore at this point. Everyone I've met in neurology so far has been so nice. The nicest people. I'm very happy. Very overwhelmed. Another long day of mysteries and unsolved enigmas. Very, very interesting. I'm still very much enjoying the complexity and the puzzles that every day brings. Vlogging for the first time in a while, and also editing for the first time in a while, and I could not seem to understand why my camera is so dark right now. I put it on auto focus and auto light, and it's still so dark. Like what? I'm so camera challenged.
How was the little finish here? Good?
This walk is the most miserable part of this rotation. Excited to try these guys out. 2 hours of Orange Theory a day needed an upgrade for my feet. I don't know if I told you guys this already on here, and I also don't know if you guys can even see me. I don't know what my camera's doing. Ever since I put it in 4K, it's just been so dark, and I don't know if that's something I did, besides from that. But if anyone has a solution, this is a Canon Mark G7X. Anyone can tell me what's wrong with this camera, please. I'm all ears. I had this crazy idea this year that I was going to write a book. A novel, standalone novel, not like a trilogy or anything like that, and not like a fantasy smut romance that I think a lot of people have been like into recently. I decided that I wanted to write a novel because I had a dream that I thought was just like so cool and left such a big impression on me that I was like, I just have to write this down. And this has happened to me like a couple of times, but this idea, I was like, wow, this like played out in my head like it was a movie, like I was so engaged. And so I decided to bring it to life, because what else am I gonna do 4th year? I have literally so much time, well, less so now in this rotation, but for the most part, and I still have more free time to come. Yes, I am still busy. I'm on rotations. I am planning things for match day for my class. I'm planning things for senior week for my class. So there's a lot of logistical stuff. I'm also like freaking cranking out research projects right now too, because I have the time, or I'm trying to get all my affairs in order and like figure out loans and like where I'm gonna move, and like do I get an apartment or do I get like a place with roommates and like all this other stuff. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but with the time that I have left, apart from all those things, I am working on this novel. I finished my skeleton, rough first draft. It's around 21,000 words, which I think for doing all these other things and being a fourth-year medical student is pretty freaking good. So I am proud of that. Now with the rest of the time, I'm going to be working on editing it, adding words because it's very short, expanding on all like things like dialogue and description of the setting and kind of like flashbacks and all these other things. But I'm really excited, and I did want to tell you guys that I am working on this and have been working on this for the last like 2-ish months, and I'm really hoping that I will be able to kind of bring it to life a little bit more before residency start. Residency is going to start in July. I will not have any time to work on a fictional novel while I'm in surgical residency, if I match, in March. So I want to kind of get all the work done before then. So the step that I'm on now is obviously adding more detail and expanding on the word count. But after that, I'm really curious. I really want to see if this is something that I would be able to pitch to editors and then pitch for publication. And it would be so cool. And you guys can then read this crazy fictional novel that I came up with as a fourth-year medical student, and that would be amazing. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. That's what I'm working on now, sitting in the dark with my green tea and chocolate and just typing out my novel, and it's so much fun. Also, I'm home because I had a half day today. Thank you to the stroke team. We rounded on our patients and discussed a bunch of complicated cases with CT scans and MRIs of head bleeds and such, and then they told me I could go home. So the only reason I'm able to work on this right now is because I have a half day off. A big thank you to Alex, my neurology resident, who let us out early right after rounds this morning. So I got half the day off, and because of that, I am getting to go to another Orange Theory class for some strength training because I did a treadmill workout this morning. So I'm very excited to go work out again while I wait for Noah to return from work. And I'm breaking in these bad boys today. Very exciting. Pretty sunset.
Hold, 3, 2, 1, grab the dumbbell, we go deep, and the wrist cover. Alrighty. How we doing?
Breakfast with champions, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Debating if I should take 2 Orange Theory classes today or 1 because I'm less tired today because it's the weekend I got to sleep in, but I am really sore from yesterday because I did an hour of weights. I'm on general neurology floors today, so it's very small, so rounds are done, and we'll get some lunch. It is Thursday, and I feel like I'm slowly reaching the end of my abilities. I'm just really tired. The day starts at 8 or earlier because it takes me so long to walk to the freaking building, and then a lot of neuro has just been kind of sitting, and I don't know if it's better or worse when the day is really busy and it goes by really fast, or when the day is really slow and it drags and I don't have any U-World to do or anything to study for, so I just sit there reading my surgery book, and I can only read so much of it because it's so dense and I need time to actually process the information before I move on to the next chapter. And I've been trying to do 2 Orange Theory classes a day, which has been really good. I feel really good fitness-wise, stamina-wise. My body's starting to break down a little bit. I feel like my old injuries are coming back, and I'm just like in this perpetual tired state, which is crazy because I used to do this as a D1 athlete, and I worked out for 3 hours every single day plus tournaments on the weekend, and then went to a full schedule of classes. Right now that seems completely unfathomable. I don't know how I managed to do that at one point. Saw my first focal seizure today. Weirdly enough, 4 years in medicine, 2 years in clinicals, and I've only ever seen tonic-clonic, full-body, eyes rolling, tongue biting, whole-body shaking type seizures. Never seen a focal seizure in my life, and this was the first time with just facial twitching, some arm twitching, and aphasia. Afterwards, she was very postictal, wanted to leave, confused, so I actually ended up sitting with her because the unit was understaffed. So what a full circle, coming back to my ED tech days when I used to sit on patients that needed a one-to-one sitter and like somebody to keep an eye out for them. So that's what I did with her. We put on the Olympics, we watched USA battle Switzerland in curling, and we just talked about life. I talked to her family, gave them all updates, and that was my day on neuro. Just perfect weather today. And I'm done for the week. Gonna go lunch now.